Okay, this video is on how to determine the number of moles if we're given the mass. Okay, so in this problem it says how many moles of barium hydroxide are in 27.01 grams of barium hydroxide. So we know that we're trying to go from grams to moles. Okay, anytime we go from grams to moles or moles to grams, we're going to use the molar mass to do that. So one of the first things we have to do is calculate the molar mass for barium hydroxide. And so I have one barium, because that OH is in parentheses and the 3 is on the outside, it's like this. We have 3 OHs attached to that attracted to that one barium. Okay, so that means I have 3 oxygens and 3 hydrogens. So we look up the molar masses of the elements. So barium is 137.327 grams per mole. Oxygen, we need 3 of those, so 3 times 15.9994 grams per mole. And then hydrogen, 3 times 1.00794 grams per mole. We calculate that, we multiply those out, and we add them together, and our grand total is going to be 188.34902 grams per mole. Okay? Now, when we calculate molar mass, it's when we multiply by the 1 and the 3 and this 3 right here and that 3, right? Those are exact numbers. So it's the same thing as adding those molar masses together. So we have to follow the rules for addition when we do significant figures. When we add and subtract, the rules for sig figs say that you go with the least number of decimal places to the right of the decimal point. And so barium has 3 decimal places, oxygen has 4, and hydrogen has 5. So we're going with the least number. We're going to go with 3. And so our answer is only good to the 3rd decimal place, to the right of the decimal point. So 188.349 grams per mole. And that's going to be our rounded, rounded to the correct number of sig figs molar mass. All right? So now we're gonna take that and we're going to turn it into a conversion factor, because that's the number of grams in 1 mole. I'm going to say 1 mole of barium hydroxide is equal to 188.349 grams of barium hydroxide. And then I'm going to do my dimensional analysis. I'm going to take the number that I'm given, that's going to be the 27.01 grams of barium hydroxide. Okay, and I want to convert it to moles using my molar mass. So I'm going to look down, I'm going to look at my units. I have grams of barium hydroxide on the top. That means that grams of barium hydroxide has to be down on the bottom so that it'll cancel out, because it's just like one big fraction. Okay? And so whatever's on the bottom we divide by. And so I'm going to plug in my mass number, not my mass number, my molar mass, 188.349. The mass part of the number is what I meant to say. And then we're going to put the 1 mole of barium hydroxide. Oops. That. Of barium hydroxide on the top. Okay? So my grams of barium hydroxide cancel. And so it's going to be 27.01, technically multiplied by 1, and then divided by 188.349. So if I plug it in my calculator, 27.01 divided by 188.349, enter, we get 0.143404 moles of barium hydroxide. Okay, now the first number that we're given, the 27.01, right, that has 4 sig figs, 4 significant figures, and since we're doing multiplication and division, we follow a different rule than before, right? Instead of being the least number of decimal places to the right decimal point, we go by the least number of total significant figures. So 27.01 has 4 sig figs. Our molar mass has 6 sig figs. Okay? So that means our answer is only good to 4 sig figs. And so I'm going to round that to 0.1434 moles of barium hydroxide. That's going to be my final answer right there. Okay? The slight variation on the problem, what if they don't give us grams? What if they give us something else, some other mass unit, like milligrams, or pounds, or kilograms? Any other unit that they give us, we have to convert to grams first. So this is basically the same compound. We do the same thing. We start off with the number that we're given. Okay? And then the only difference is before I can do my conversion with the molar mass, I have to convert it to grams. Well, 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. All right? So I have milligrams on top, so that means I want milligrams on the bottom. So milligrams of barium hydroxide will go on the bottom, and 1,000 goes with that. And so 1 gram of barium hydroxide will go on the top. And then if I stop right there, I've converted milligrams to grams. Then I'm going to use my molar mass, which we calculated in the problem before. 1 mole of barium hydroxide is equal to 188.349 grams of barium hydroxide. And we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to take, since we have grams on top, that means we want grams on the bottom, so it'll cancel. So the grams part is 188.349. And then the other part, the 1 mole of barium hydroxide, goes on the top. So my grams of barium hydroxide cancel. And then we plug that in, 159.00 milligrams, and I'm going to go step by step. This is step 1 right here. 1,000 is on the bottom, so we're going to divide by 1,000. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to go to step number 2 right here. The 188.349, that's on the bottom, so we're going to divide by 188.349. If it's on the bottom, we divide by. If it's on the top, we multiply. If I get my answer, I get 8.44177564 times 10 to the minus 4 moles of barium hydroxide. So I'm going to round that to, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figs. Those are trailing zeros with a decimal point, so they count. My molar mass has 6 sig figs. So I have 5 and 6, so the least number is 5, and so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to round it at the 5th sig fig, so it becomes 8.4418. Don't chop off the times 10 part. Times 10 to the minus 4th moles of barium hydroxide. And that's how you calculate the number of moles if you're given the mass.